In this quick video, we will learn how to say of course and of course not. In Portuguese, these terms are very simple. So let's look at the top of the page. Of course is claro, claro que, or claro que sim. So there's actually a few ways to say it, but if you know these terms, you got it. All right. Of course not is claro que não. So if I were to use them in sentences, they could be used the following ways. Você vai? Claro. Are you going? Of course. You could, so if somebody says, você vai, are you going? You could simply say, claro. Você vai? Claro que vou. Are you going? Of course I am going, or of course I go. So you could say that. Or if someone says, você vai? You could say, claro que sim. Are you going? Of course. So notice how I used all three variations for of course, claro, claro que, and claro que sim, all responding to the exact same question, right? Você vai? If I use claro or claro que sim, both mean of course. If I use claro que, like I did in the middle sentence there, I then need to add a conjugated verb after it for things to make sense. So like I did, claro que vou, claro que eu vou, right? I'm going. So here are a few examples of claro que with a verb at the end. Você tem? Do you have it? Claro que eu tenho. Claro que eu tenho. Of course I have it. Você faz? Claro que eu faço. Okay, você faz? Do you do or do you make it? Claro que eu faço. Of course I do it. Of course I make it. Você admite? Do you admit it? Claro que eu admito. Of course I admit it. So if you're going to use claro que, you just need to conjugate a verb accordingly. So that's the difference. But claro, claro que sim, those are good. If you use claro que, then you need to conjugate a verb. But they all mean of course. So like I said here, these are just a few examples of claro que with verbs, but just about any verb can be used in this situation. Okay, it depends on the question someone asks you. But you could say claro or claro que sim if it's yes, and you don't have to worry about conjugating a verb. Okay. Now let's look at of course not, which is claro que não. Você vai? Claro que não. Are you going? Of course not. Você acha que sim? Do you think so? Claro que não. Of course not. Notice how I didn't even have to use a conjugated verb in there. I just say claro que não, right? Of course not. So there you have it. Claro, claro que sim, claro que with a conjugated verb. They all mean of course. Claro que não means of course not. All right, practice up. Agora é sua vez.